Just thinking about some of the people I bumped into. This episode can't be more perfect.
Yeah.
These egotistical people. I have a person that fits this to the T. Because it doesn't matter what you do. I was up for 31 hours the other day, and he was more tired than I was.
I hate people like that. People like that. It's like those people who you like have a really long day, and you'll be like, "What did you do?" And they're like, "I had a long day. I cleaned my bathroom." Like I had a friend like that. He'd be like, "I had such a long day. I cleaned my bathroom today." I'm like, "Okay, so what did you do? What did you do?"
Okay, so that explains an hour.
Right. And like he's like, "No, it took 2 hours to clean my bathroom." I was like, "You have a really fucking dirty bathroom. Bathrooms aren't that big."
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like to me, that's like, you have a dirty ass bathroom. That's not impressive. I'm gross to me.
Yeah, I mentioned something else, and of course, he had something bigger, something more impressive, and it's always that one-upsmanship, and it drives me nuts. Let's get on with that little 10-minute Tuesday and get people introduced to this. Welcome back to the Girls Ask Guys show. We're your guidebook to modern dating and relationship. We show you the opportunities that you could be missing and how to avoid the pitfalls in today's modern relationship world. And today we're discussing egotism and confidence and the differences between them. But before we jump back in, we want to give you a reminder that if you are ready to get ahead in your love life, visit our sponsor, iknowcupid.com. And we also want to give a quick shout out to Chloe Adams for letting us use her song Kiss Chase as our new theme song. We've got a couple people asking us, what's that song? Well, there you go. Chloe Adams, Kiss Chase. You can find it on every major music platform. With that, let's get back into talking about confidence and egotism and how egotism is a major friggin' headache to everybody.
Absolutely. If you are an egomaniac, this is your intervention for me and John. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. This is our gift to you. So we're going to switch up how we do 10-minute Tuesdays nowadays. So we're going to give you guys some relatable content, and then we'll discuss it in depth on the show on Thursday. So, John, you got a story for this?
Yeah, sorry, I was waking up. I was drinking my coffee. Almost every job I've ever had, I run into these people, and they are egomaniacs. And what it is they have to be number one at everything. If they hold the door open for somebody, or if they pick up a small piece of paper off the ground and throw it in the trash can, they want some kind of award because that's them. They deserve it because they breathe air. And it is extremely annoying. You tell a story, they got something better. If you had a hard day, they had a harder one. The other day, I'd been up for 31 hours. Nobody's fault but my own. I'm not sitting there complaining to my manager, I'm so tired. Don't work me too hard. No. They're like, do you feel okay? I said, I've been up for 24 hours or 25 hours by that point. So by the time I get off shift, I'll be up for 31. And they're like, why do you do that to yourself? It's not their problem to deal with. It's my problem to deal with because I did it myself. Actually, there was a person that we work with that came in late. And you would not believe the gall of this person. They went to management and said, why didn't you call me to wake me up?
Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. So they go to this job. Let me just make sure I hear what you're saying, Chris. So this is a person who goes to this job for employment.
Yep.
Now, I assume, like most jobs, this job has a schedule.
Yep.
And so this person expects your job.
Yeah, they expect us to call them to make sure that they are up and coming to work.
I wouldn't even fire them. I'd smack them. Like, you're an idiot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even need to be fired. Somebody just needs to smack you in the mouth real quick so that you can understand that everything dumb you're saying can be corrected because it's just the audacity, the ego.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Egotism. I'm so special that I deserve recognition for existing on this planet. Forget the other however many billion people are on this planet at this point in time. But they're so special that their job, who has a set schedule, that you come in at a certain time on a certain day and work for so many hours in exchange for relatively very good pay and
I can't
benefits.
believe. I've heard some audacious shit in my life. Like honestly, I've said some audacious shit in my life, but I have never been
I've
like,
never gone to
why didn't you call?
I mean, it never even crossed my mind. Even when I was in the Marines, staying in the barracks, if you don't come into work, yeah, they will send somebody after you. And that's really not something you want. But I never went to my master sergeant or any of my bosses and said, yeah, can you give me a wake up call so I can make sure that I come to work on time?
Even in high school, I didn't do shit like that. Like if I woke up late and my parents were like, "Oh, you're fucking late," it wasn't, "Why didn't you guys wake me up?" It was, "You have an alarm. You're old enough. You can." That is beyond normal. That's delusion. That is where ego meets delusion. And if you have anybody in your life like that, fucking run.
And I heard that because I'm sitting there. I was the floor breaker. So everybody who works the floor, I was in charge of making sure that they got to their break on time while also making sure we had enough people on the floor to cover everything that needs to be taken care of. And I'm going down through the list and I'm like, where is this person? Do they call out? Is this a mistake? Are they off today? I mean, what's going on? Because it's my job to make sure that I know where everybody is at in case something happens. We have to be able to account for everybody. That's when my manager comes up and he's like, no, they just got here and they came in and asked me how come we didn't call them to make sure that they were coming. And I was like, they what? What?
The grown person?
Yes. And then later on during the night, I bump into this person and they're like, how come you didn't call me to make sure I was coming in? And I was like,
you grown as hell. That's why.
You're old enough to be one of my grandparents.
You're 72 years old, bitch. How are you even? We just thought you were dead at this point. We were so worried. Like, why didn't you wake me up? Oh my, that is delusional.
Mm-hmm.
That is, yeah. And again, like a confident person would have went into work and said, you know what, I'm late. My fault. I can't say it won't happen again, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, there was not last weekend, but the weekend before, I missed 2 days of work. Mm-hmm. I went out to my car and it did not start. Now, the week before, I didn't know that my car even had this, but apparently it does. It's a starter fuse. Well, when the fuse blew, it did something to my battery and killed my battery. So I go in and try to start my car and not starting. 9 o'clock at night, there's no place for me to go get another battery at that time. Every place around here closes early, especially on the weekends.
Yeah, because you're in fucking Malton Village.
Yeah, I just call work and I'm like, hey, might be in tomorrow, but tonight I'm not making it in. My car is dead. There's nothing I can do. It's dead.
Right.
So they're just like, okay. And then I explain it to them when I actually make it back to work.
Yeah, because that's what confidence does. Confidence securely allows you, actually, I probably should let me write this down while I'm saying it. Confidence allows you to securely discuss things that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And not worry about the outcome. Write that down if you need. I need to write it down because I need to take more notes. But like, seriously, when you are confident about things, you can say, hey, this isn't working. My car's not working. I will be in when I can. And if they say, I really need you to come in, you say, okay, I'll figure it out. So if that means you have to call a friend, you get an Uber, do you guys even have Uber out there?
Yeah, actually, Uber here works better than Lyft.
Oh, see, backwards. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. Confidence, it's emotional support that you need. And I think with that person who apparently expected their job, have they been working there forever?
They've been with us for quite a while. Yeah.
Like, they start after you?
Yeah, they started after me.
Oh, no, they haven't been there for a while. Not that one. When you talk to people like that, you should be there as a founding fucking member. Like, you haven't been there as a founding member, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I've only been there just over a year.
Right. So they're still new. If they've been there for 60 years or whatever, I get it. That's funny and it's cool. And you know what? They probably put in a lot of work to stay somewhere.
Yeah, but they've worked in this industry before.
Well, yeah. And they probably got away with that shit.
Yeah. And the other thing that I just thought of, you were talking about how confidence lets you speak to people about uncomfortable topics.
Yeah.
Got a good story for that one.
A million of those.
The other day we had to take a person off the gaming floor for conduct reasons. This person, don't know how they did it, but they went into the bathroom, then they come out and their pants are soaked. Like, did you forget to pull them down?
You just peed on yourself, homie. Like, you
Yeah.
knew we were gonna fucking eject you.
But we're sitting there, we're like, they can't stay on the casino floor, but
Right.
as security, we can't remove somebody.
Touch them. Yeah.
Upper management from one of 3 different areas has to call it. One of them has to call this before we can do anything. Once they call it, then we take over. They're sitting there playing, and we've got everybody like, okay, is it because they're intoxicated or they're just that stupid?
Incontinent. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just that stupid. But we had to go up and we had to confront this person in front of everybody else. We try to do it as discreetly as we can, but it's a casino floor. There's lots of people there. So we have to do it as discreetly as we possibly can, saying, yeah, you peed yourself, so you need to go. You can't stay here. It's unsanitary.
Yeah, it's cool, bro.
But being able to do that without sitting there wimping out, that's your job.
Yeah,
you have to be confident in what you're saying and how you say it.
Right. Exactly. You have to be. And you have to understand that no matter what the outcome is, it still needs to be said. That's where people with big egos have an issue, is most of the time they say shit that does not need to be said at all. Like, you can say, hey, sir, you look like you had a little accident. Can you please exit the property? Or, like, because nobody's going to want to touch them, obviously, so they're, like, pissed. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, things like that. But someone with an ego would be like, you pissed your... loudly. They'd be boisterous, loudly, trying to prove a point that they're the toughest person ever. Like, you pissed yourself. You have to... Like, you don't have to do that. Yeah. Confidence allows you to say what needs to be said without having to be obnoxious while saying it.
You're not trying to embarrass the other person.
No.
It's already being pointed out to them. So most normal people are going to be embarrassed to begin with.
Right.
You don't have to escalate it. What you want to do is de-escalate.
Right. But not only that, they already fucking know. You don't have to tell someone they peed their pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're talking about adults here.
Yeah.
This isn't a little kid in kindergarten. This is a grown person.
He gets it.
Yeah, it's awkward enough for everybody involved.
Very much.
I don't enjoy going up there and having to explain this.
Well, it doesn't exactly seem like the highlight of my day. It would be the highlight of your day. And again, it's just going back to it, just making sure that when you have that confidence, you're able to confidently walk up to somebody and say something that may be a little uncomfortable and you're okay with it. And it's polite. And usually confidence comes out of compassion, but I think ego comes out of obnoxiousness.
If you move this over into a relationship type thing, being able to discuss uncomfortable things as 2 grown adults, such as how do you solve an argument, or if this happens, how do you take care of it, or how would you want it taken care of, and any of those other typically uncomfortable type conversations. You're able to have those and be able to work through them in a logical fashion that doesn't make the other person feel like you are attacking them.
Yeah, and that's a strength. If you have that, some people have that naturally. I've met someone who has that incredibly naturally. Like, you could talk to them and they won't make you feel like shit. Whereas most of us, we have to work on that. We have to work on the way that we express ourselves, because even sometimes it's unintentional, but when you talk to somebody about something, you kind of make them feel judged and everything like that. If you are able to do that, if you're able to talk to people, level with them, and not make them feel like shit, you have an incredible skill. If you still need to work on it, stick with us. I'm not good at that, and I'm working on it.
I had to do that the other day. We have a person that worked with one of our competitors, and they already know the job. They've done the job. And I was told, you need to go train this person. And I was like, why am I going to train them on something they already know? They're just like, you need to train them. Right. We have to document it. So job. I went up and I talked to this person, and I was like, look, it's not that you don't know the job. We just need to show you how it's done here versus over there. So I'm just going to show you our policies and our procedures. And they're like, oh, okay. Where other people, they've tried doing the same thing, and they instantly rebelled against it. They're like, why are you wasting my time? Why are you doing this? I just came at it from a different point of view.
And that's all you have to do.
It's not that you're dumb. It's not that you don't know the job. We're just going to show you our policies and our procedures.
Right. Ask somebody, how familiar are you with this? If they say, oh, I'm very familiar. All right, cool, man. Like, let's just go through it real quick, just so you know. And it's things like that. It's allowing people to retain their humanity and retain their dignity. That's what it really comes down to. When you talk to somebody about something difficult, or when you are in a relationship and something weird pops up, if you can have the conversation and allow someone to retain that dignity that they feel, or the humanity that they need, you're going to do better. But if you have an ego, you're going to want to out-talk them. You're going to want to...
Show them up.
Yeah, show them up. You want to be the smartest. You want to have the best answers. And you don't need that. If you really care about somebody, you really like them, or, you really like working with someone, however it works out, you're going to take a step back, whether you feel that it's rudimentary or not. You're going to take a step back, and you're going to learn how to talk to them. And if you're on the receiving end, so if you're the guy who John was trading, you would say, hey, man, I totally understand. I get it. I appreciate you saying that to me. So you, as the person who's receiving it, you don't take it as, what is he, a fucking idiot? No, he's just doing his job. So it's understanding and compassion is what you really need when you really want to master confidence.
Right. Yeah, that's really what it takes. And we'll be going deeper into this in our next episode on Thursday.
Yeah.
So if you really want to find out what the big difference between confidence and egotism is, that's the show you're going to want to listen to, because not only do we explain it, we break it down, we also give you some tips on how you can fix it.
Yeah, imagine that. So this week is the egotism intervention. As always, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Real Lost Guy Show. And thank you so much, Chloe, for letting us use your song, Kiss Chase. As always, we want to thank everybody who supports us. We love you so much. If you like this episode or any episode, please leave reviews at podchaser.com. If you have any questions or want coaching, or you just want to talk to us, you can always visit our sponsor at iknowcupid.com. Remember, the more you expect from yourself, the more you'll yourself.
And with that, we will talk to you on the next one.